Next stage, a man looking for trouble. What can you see beyond the darkness?
When you look beyond the darkness, tell me, what do you see? It's your boy T-I-N-Y to the P. Yeah, he's looking for trouble here on twitch.tv with Crash or Jade or Spyro or Leon Kennedy. Is there a new game to start? Is he doing some art? Maybe knowledge of an 80s children's show to impart? Cause he's splendiferous, vigorous, rigorous. He's damn vociferous. When arting or Mario Karting, he's straight carnivorous. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
With a great rate of save states debating his fate, Peter's greeted by emotes of cheaters when people donate. Give him a or a and we'll build up the hype, and I'll struggle to read half the words that you type. So are you ready to go? Come on, what will it be? Are we gaming or painting or watching dated kids TV? Grab a bite, crack a slide, dim the lights, sit tight cause the stream's about to start and the mics sound right, boy. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Boy.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another live stream with me, Tiny Peter, here in my actual house doing a live stream. How are you all doing? Are we well? Are we feeling good? I am really tired. I slept really badly last night for no obvious reason. Just did. But I'll do my best. Hey, still feeling like ready and game and like it's going to be a smooth operation as it always is. I mean, actually today, surprisingly, has been very smooth so far. Just jinxed it, of course, but went live on time. No technical issues beforehand.
Hi Peter. How are you? How was your weekend? Happy Monday, my dude. Hope you are well. Amazing new episode of Worst Games Ever. Hope you're having a great day. Also, show Goose you mentioned on After Dark TTJ Dick salute.
Oh yeah, the goose. Good idea. Show the goose. Thank you, Steve Scodes, for 100 bits there. I had a very good weekend. I had a really good weekend, actually. On Saturday, it was like it was my birthday or something, except it wasn't. But I was just treated to all of my favourite things, and things I didn't even know necessarily that didn't know about. So Amy said, I'm going to take you somewhere on Saturday that I've heard about, and you're going to enjoy it, you little rascal. And I was like, what could it be? Like, and I never could have guessed what it was, because we drove for like, I don't know, half an hour north of where we live, just into the countryside of Northumbria. And I was like, okay, is this going to be like a sort of a Peter Austin type outing where it requires walking boots or something like that? I was like, it could well be that kind of thing, which is great. That's what I like to do. One of the things I like to do. But no, we then arrived into the village of Allendale, which I think I've heard of but never been to. And I thought, okay, we're not like proper out and about. We're in a village. What's in the village? Could it be some sort of heritage site, like an old building, something like that? Yes and no. It was an old, so it was a little cottage, like a really old building, and it's like a listed building, so it's protected, but not in the sense that you would expect. Well, I would say from the outside, but actually the outside has a big clue in that it's got a full-size Dalek and a TARDIS outside. And I was like, what is this? Why is there a TARDIS here outside this like nice little quaint cottage? And we went inside, and it was a museum, basically just a guy's collection of classic sci-fi props, mostly like British sci-fi telly, a lot of Doctor Who, bit of Star Trek. What else did he have? There was some like Blake Seven there. It was principally Doctor Who. I would say it was like more than half of it. But yeah, loads of stuff. But there was also like a few movie props there. There was some stuff from Alien, stuff from Star Wars. Had one of the lightsabers that was used in Phantom Menace, a Darth Maul one. I don't think it was screen used, but it was used like during the rehearsals and stuff by your boy Ray Park. So loads of cool stuff there. They had a mask of the Thing from, not the Thing, the sci-fi movie, The Monster, but the Thing from Marvel's Fantastic Four, the one from like 2005. You know the one? That one that we all watched, the classic one, pre-MCU. It was crazy. I was like, why is this just in a village in like the northeast? But a guy just has a collection, shows it off, he preserves it all. It had Davros's mask from Genesis of the Daleks, which is like an old episode of Doctor Who. So anyway, I won't talk for much longer on that because some of you might not be remotely interested. But we went there and walked around it, had a great time. Then in the afternoon, I'd already planned, not knowing we'd be doing a science fiction based morning event. I'd already booked tickets for that evening for us to both go and see Return of the Jedi on the big screen, which I've never seen before on the big screen. It's probably one of my, certainly I think it's my favourite of the saga. Rogue One's up there as well. I don't know. I never pick a favourite specifically, but it's like top 3, top 2 material. Sometimes it's number 1, sometimes it's not. But so we saw Return of the Jedi in the cinema. Before we got there, we went and had a pizza in a restaurant. Just like the perfect day, you know? Had a great time. So yeah, and then Sunday just chilled. But what a good time. Any Hitchhiker's Guide TV show stuff? Asked Jeff the Molyneux. I don't think so. Didn't see any Hitchhiker's Guide stuff, but no Red Dwarf as well, as far as I remember. But loads of things. And apparently he's got, on the website it says coming soon, an original Ewok costume. So that would have been very serendipitous if that had already been there. I think that's like, he's restoring it at the moment or something. But if I'd gone there, seen an actual Ewok costume, and then gone that evening to watch Return of the Jedi on the screen, that would have been great. But so I had a wonderful time. Glad that you enjoyed Worst Games Ever, Stephen, and also Show Goose you mentioned on After Dark. So let me give some context for people who who aren't subscribed to After Dark. If you are a patron of a certain tier, we have a bonus podcast where we just talk about non-video game stuff for about 30 to 40 minutes. It's a fortnightly show. No questions are off limits. People ask us about like our sex lives and stuff, and we occasionally refuse to answer, but almost never. You're certainly allowed to ask the question, even if we don't actually answer it in full. But yeah, nothing's off limits. And someone asked recently about, I can't remember what the actual question was, but the answer we were giving were like things that are of sentimental value to us. And this is not necessarily the thing that I value the most in all the world, but sentimentally. But this is a little Canada goose. It's made of wood. You won't really be able to tell because the closer I hold it, but it's quite sort of lightweight wood. It's like, I don't know what kind of wood it is, but it's like, it's painted and it's a goose. And this just sat on the shelf at my grandma's house in her kitchen before they've moved out now and they've downsized, but they were getting rid of a load of stuff. And this used to sit on the shelf in her kitchen when I used to like bake stuff in her kitchen. So it's a very fond, has very fond memories attached. That whole bay down there on the shelf is some sentimental value stuff. I've got a order of service from my wedding, which I won't show. I've got this as well. I like this a lot. This is heavy as hell. You wouldn't believe how heavy this is. But this I got from my some of my German family. My great uncle, technically, is what he is. He died only recently, sadly. God rest him. But before, this was some years before. Again, they were downsizing. They'd lived in a big house that he'd built for pretty much their whole married lives, I think. And he had this he had a bar in his cellar, and this used to sit there. And I really like it because, so it's like I don't know if he's a policeman or a soldier. I think he might be a soldier. He is like a German soldier, maybe like World War One. And he's got like a bayonet there in his hand, you see here, or a sword or something, like a ceremonial sword. But the best thing about him, I really like this. Turn him around, and he's holding flowers behind his back. I think it's really nice. I think it's cool, and it's super heavy. I don't know anything about it. I guess it's like brass or I don't know. But anyway, there we go. And then they got some rocks as well. And I know absolutely nothing about geology, but they are just rocks from places and times that were significant to me. This is from my honeymoon. You see those? They go all red when they're wet, and if you like scrape them, it looks like they're bleeding. I think they're called bloodstones locally. It doesn't look particularly red there, but shelf a long time. And they got some other stuff. It's from the stream right next to. There was a stream next to where I proposed to Amy, and that's just like it's just some local flint. It's not a special stone, but it's just I've got that now from that place that I went to, and then a tiny bit of pottery was in there as well, which again is just it's not like special archaeological pottery. It's probably only like it could be only like 30 years old or something, but it's little mementos. I like to have stuff like that. So that was the goose. Anyway, that's the first alert ticked off. Will I ever get through the rest before the end of the stream? No. So thank you for the bits, Steve. Jeff the Molly Goose. Hello, Molly. Able to catch a stream because of the bank holiday. Go and get some sleep tonight. Look after yourself, Peter. I will. I'll go to bed early. Thank you, Molly. I'll take care of myself. 35 months on a 5-month streak. I'm conscious of the fact actually that we might have some people actually watching for the first, or not for the first time, but not always able to watch on a Monday. And here I am just talking crap about, just stuff that means absolutely nothing to anyone else. Literally, by definition, it only means something to me. But we'll get to the game in just a bit. It's a good game. I've enjoyed this a lot so far. I've only had the one session in it, but and I think it's probably only like a 4 or 5 hour game, but. Anyway, Elfin2308 subscribed for 17 months. No? 17 months? No, really? I'm just happy to be here. Well, I'm happy that you are here, so thank you very much indeed. Stephen Skoda says, gifted a tier to Coolie Woolie Zero, taking Stephen up to 763 gift subs to the channel. Thank you very much, Stephen. And then we have got... so I'm now scrolling through the chat. This is people talking about the sci-fi museum that I went to, so that's great. This is how far back we are. Does it float, says C. Bennett about the goose. I mean, it probably would float because it's made of wood, but it might tip upside down. I'm not sure what how the center of gravity is on it. But anyway, Ali Pramana, 44 months on a 44-month streak, would you believe? Thank you very much indeed, Ali Pramana, for that. A wholesome lad. That is a World War I helmet for sure. Could even be pre-World War I in style. Yeah, it might well be pre-war. But yeah, so I like the flowers man. He's great. If the flowers and bayonet were swapped, it would be a lot more sinister. Yeah, if he was holding a bunch of flowers but had his sword behind his back, that would be a little spooky. Proposal Flint. Yeah. Is there a VOD of that stream, says Mr. Black. I've already forgot. Oh, the stream. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a little brook running by where I proposed. GUI Goliath has gifted a sub to GT Vanguard, taking GUI Goliath up to 631 gift subs to the channel. Thank you so much, GUI Goliath. If anyone wants to experience other such insights from the TTJ gang, you can join the Patreon at Walrus Child level here. If you want to hear more of these personal insights into the boys. Thank you, Charlie Badger. Yes, you can go to patreon.com/Team TripleJump, join Walrus Child level, and you too can listen to not just all future episodes of After Dark, but I believe you will have access to the whole back catalogue. So you've got loads of After Dark to catch up on if you're not yet an After Dark listener. It's not all, kind of wholesome, possibly boring stuff like that. It's, we talk about all kinds of things. Political opinions and would you rathers and various hilarious anecdotes from our past. It's like a little mini Podiots, but with Ashton. And we don't bring a thing along, we just answer questions. Demented Space subscribed via Prime for 24 months. Thank you, Demented Space, for that. And that is me, all caught up. Good for me. Well done, me, for doing that. So let us move on to the game. Oh no, not more pro-Brexit talk from TripleJump. This is boring though. Oh yeah, we love that Brexit here. So look at this. This is the sacrifice I'm going to make for you guys. I'm going to overwrite my my game, because you can only have one. I mean, I could just make a separate streaming profile on this PlayStation, but no. So I've only played maybe 2 or 3 hours. I say only. That's probably a third of the game or half the game or something. But yeah, played a few hours of this. But I'm going to stream the whole thing now, and I'm not even going to do the thing where you stay ahead of the class like the teacher at school. We're going to experience this semi-blind. As I say, I've played the first couple of hours, but when we get past that point, we'll be experiencing it together, which will be very exciting. So, I've done a sound test, but let me know if there are any issues.
A nightmare woke him up. Frightened by his mother's bedtime story,
Thanks, Mum.
he searched for his sister's comfort. But she was nowhere to be found.
She's gone out the window. This game, if you didn't see our review corner on it in the podcast, is kind of a Little Nightmares-ish. Oh, my matches all fell out. Limbo kind of one of those things, it's like Inside or Limbo, Little Nightmares. It's quite a lot like Little Nightmares. Some of the gameplay is a bit different to those games. There are sort of kind of, I wouldn't say mini game moments.
Who snuck out of her bedroom window at night, even though her mother had told her not to.
And it's based on Nordic folklore.
She went into the forest, and at first it welcomed her with warmth and a promise of adventures. But soon, the forest seemed to grow colder and darker. The girl was afraid, and she wanted to go home. But Bramble crawled around her arms and legs.
Bramble.
And she could not get away.
That's the name of the game.
And the girl was never seen again.
Oh, God. The end. Lovely.
That is what happens when you do not listen to your mother. Especially you, Lillimore. Their mother had said before kissing them goodnight.
Night-night. So we've got Ollie, Lillimore. Lillimore is our sister. Sometimes she seems to say Olle. Ollie. Kind of seems to vary the pronunciation. That is that. So try the door. Ooh. Too spooky for him. But what is apparently less spooky is climbing out the window into the dark. Oh wait, yeah, we've got this. I think this might be illustrated by Arthur Rackham, or do I mean Brian Froud? I get them a bit mixed up. I think Rackham is who I'm thinking of. Or it's a very similar style anyway.
I have finally joined the Patreon family. Happy to be a podcast producer. TTJ Tripledance TTJ Walrus Ashton.
Ricky Ricardo03, thank you so much for joining the Patreon.
The darkness outside
And thank you for the bits.
scared him.
Jacket on, waistcoat.
But not being with his sister scared him even more.
Ah. I met Brian Froud at Comic-Con. He was there for a Dark Crystal event. Oh yeah, I forgot that he was the artist behind the Dark Crystal. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Is it Froud? Might be Frood or Fraud. Not sure. A name I've only ever seen written down. So here we are, out in the spooky,
nearby forest was a
woods.
familiar place during the day.
Are there any? Okay, no, that's fine. So I can crouch, I can sprint.
But at night, it was
Well,
a different
jog.
story.
The critter on the floor there, that was a
no
hedgehog, I
trace of
think.
Lilimur, and Ulla wished he could ask the
Ulla.
pine cones if they had seen her.
Should we ask the pine cones, everyone? Oh, a bunny.
But if the pine cones knew about her fate, they kept it to themselves.
Here's one now. So you'll find little pinecone statues like this through the game. Well, I don't know how far through the game, but certainly in this first act. Here's another one, look. Slightly sinister. Pinecone King in the middle there. This game, as I said, we did a review corner on this in the podcast, and as I said in there, although it very much has its spooky moments and like and it really does have like not just spooky but like outright gory, monstrous moments. It also has some really lovely sort of moments of levity and kind of beauty, and it's kind of in amongst the you never quite know what you're going to get. I mean, maybe the game just gets more and more harrowing as it goes, but certainly in the opening, the first act that I've played, it's kind of a mixture. Things will get bad, things will get spooky, and then things get all quaint and charming, and then things get spooky again, and then things get nice, Oh, I didn't do this before when I played. Oh. Those apples have been eaten. Oh, the controls, that's coolly wooly. They're similar to something like Limbo or Little Nightmares, actually. And that's another similarity they have, where there's a kind of a weight and a momentum to your character that I think actually works quite well in the platforming sense. There's a statue of my sister in our treehouse, Lillimore figurine. And then this foxed me for a while. I could see that there was a key in here. And I was like, okay, how do I get it? And I was like pressing the button and stuff. I was like, get the key. But you have to make it drop out on the floor like that and then pick it up. So that's the key to the treehouse. We're going to encounter all sorts of creatures and characters from Nordic folklore. Some of them are just sort of generic members of a species sort of thing. Like we'll meet gnomes and trolls. But then we'll meet like characters as well, individuals such as a sort of a friendly giant, and the Nacken, I remember I've met. So yeah, we're gonna learn all about it. Will there be any buts that put me off eating my tea? Says Elfin. I mean, yeah, there could actually be. There's a moment where there's a lot of offal. It's an awful moment.
Courage.
Looks good, doesn't it? It's an indie game. Or, well, would you call it indie? No, it's not actually indie, technically. Because it was published by someone other than the developer. I think is pretty much the definition, isn't it, of indie versus non-indie. But it's a kind of a small studio, seemingly I don't know if it's their very first game that they've put out, but certainly the first one to kind of hit the mainstream as far as I'm aware. Oh. Found it.
What do you have there? Lilimur asked. It glimmers beautifully. What a strange rock. Light as a feather. She investigated closely. Let us play, little brother, Lilimur babbled. See if you can knock down this pine cone.
So we learn about throwing now. Nice soundtrack as well, this game. Gotta go retrieve our rock thing. What happens if I throw it in her face? I've not yet worked that out. No, it just bounces off. Oops. Oh. Gotta catch it on the arc when it's up in the sky. Strange rock. It would look nice on Peter Austin's shelf. It would. Oh no, we fell. This game is lulling me into a false sense of security with its sister and nice music and stars, says Pup George. You're right, it is. Ah!
Together, they tumbled down deeper and deeper through the old ruin.
Slip and slide.
Follow me, little brother. I will protect you, Lilimur said. She was never scared like him. Ulle wished he could be a little more like his sister.
So now we get a little companion.
Lilimur loved adventures, and Ulle loved Lilimur.
Got the spores. You don't have to do any balancing on these. You just walk across it slowly. So Jedi Survivor's out now, isn't it? And the new Star Wars Jedi game. Look at this gorgeous game. Beautiful. I've not yet got a copy, and I hear that there've been some issues with it, even on console. Principally on PC, but have been some console issues. Just brought out a patch, EA, today. So I'm glad I didn't jump straight into it. A gnome. A giant apple. Yeah, so now, by the way, we're tiny. It sort of happens. I don't know at what point it happens, but suddenly we're really small. Although, are we small? Because that's like a shovel handle, a fork handle. There. At some point, we become tiny. I think we might be tiny now already, or the world is big, or yeah. As you could tell by the giant mushrooms, I guess, that we climbed across. PC version is a wreck, says Ali Pramana. Oh no. It's a shame. So, yeah, I'm gonna sit tight on that, get a copy at some point, but I'm not in any huge hurry. I was only a fan of the first one to a certain extent anyway, so... So we're going to be encountering crying gnomes on a few occasions in this game, and they are basically opportunities for puzzle. How does he see where he's running? Can we eat the gnomes? Says Lucy B. Just like in... I mean, literally, Little Nightmares had those little...
and playful creatures.
Little guys running around
They
with
live peacefully in
conical
daylight
hats, and they were called
and keep
gnomes,
in
I
their
think.
houses at night.
Universe.
Visitors that don't want to eat them were unheard of. Until this day.
See, we're... Oh, people do actually want to eat the gnomes. Well, there you go. There's your answer, Lucy B. We've got a hedgehog there, and I was... So when I first played this, I didn't necessarily realise we'd shrunk. I thought we'd maybe entered a part of the forest that was, you know, where certain things were really big, like giant mushrooms, and this is a giant hedgehog. But no, we are tiny now. That's fine. So we'll try and get through this door. But we can't. We need some help. I reckon about 8 gnomes should do the trick. Gnomes calling some help. Here they come. Well, a couple of them anyway. Oh, there we go. And some more. I was referencing the Little Nightmares thing too, says DCB. Yeah, well, that was the thing, isn't it? First you eat that rat, then you eat a gnome. Yeah. So, this is a bit weird. We now play flipping hide and seek with these gnomes. Which I didn't necessarily expect. So this is what I mean when I say there's sort of like mini-game aspects to it. You know, Little Nightmares, Limbo, Inside. Generally, you're always just controlling your character, often in 2D or 2.5D. Not always, but going from left to right and solving physics puzzles along the way. But here, look at that. I mean, it's just tricky to find. There are audio clues, fortunately. Okay, I think that's all of them on the left. Let's see. There's one. Two more to find. I'm looking, I'm listening. Are my headphones on the right way? That would help. No, they're not. Okay. Oh yeah, I see one. So there's one left. There it is. So we found them all, and now they will help us. Why do they laugh like babies? Asks Jeff the Molly. I think they are meant to be like baby gnomes, like the little children ones. Because there was one with a great big bushy beard sitting on the porch of that house. So there are some adult gnomes. I think we're going to meet one now, actually. There's one. And some weird little flower babies. So these things have escaped from the pen. So this is what I mean when I say there's mini games. You know, we've done our little hide and seek. Now we're herding gnomes. That's got a naked ass. That flower thing. I don't know. I suspect there isn't any frontal nudity, but banned from Twitch regardless. Fortunately, there are more here than we actually need, because I hate herding video games. I really hate it. Go. Done. Not an awful lot of that, and that's just it teaching us the mechanic, really. Because you might think, well, why are we just messing around now in a village? But later on, we'll be moving things around for puzzling purposes. You know, we'll be herding them into like specific areas. You should see it on today's stream, I think. Whoop. So, got the lily pads. Very pretty game. Uh-oh. Look at his crown. It's the Frog King. Slurp. It's okay, we're friends. He slapped it pretty hard, but apparently it is friendly. It likes us. So we go. Ooh, steady now. Ooh. Sister's run ahead of us again. She said she'd protect us, leaving us behind all the time. See, like, some of this stuff doesn't look too big. Like, that is a fairly normal looking size fungus, and like these trees, if you compare them to the size of our little dude, I mean, I suppose it's quite a big bit of tree, but you know, I don't feel like we're too tiny. Some of the time it feels like you're not tiny, but then a lot of the time you do appear to be. So it's a little bit ambiguous. Maybe it's all a dream. Maybe at the end it turns out that it was all a dream, but hopefully not. Oh, sprint! Made it. Whereas those mushrooms are massive. If you saw those in real life, you'd be like, wow, what the hell? These flowers as well, I suppose, are pretty huge.
They were both curious in different ways, while Lillimor quickly ran along.
Oh, she's chasing a fairy now.
Ulle could get completely enthralled.
Oh no. Guys, it's got dark.
And suddenly, Ulle was alone again.
So she's sort of run off without us. And then I thought, like, oh, is it now? Have we lost our sister? But it turns out, oh, steady. Oh no! As it turns out, she's lost her brother forever. But yeah, we follow this fairy, and then ooh, yeah, so much for "I'll protect you, little brother." She's left me to clamber across that rotten log. But look, then she's just here, so you don't get separated from her for too long in this instance. Uh-oh. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Nordic interpretation, or at least this game's version of a Nordic interpretation of a troll. Oh no, I've got to run now. Interestingly, I tried to... So, as you'll see, whether you're watching live or on the VOD, this stream is called Trollface, as in, you know...
The river was strong, and Ulle was weak. He did not stand a chance.
Oh, we died, that's it, the end.
Soon, the sound of the river faded. Ulle was happy to have firm ground under his feet again.
Oh, good. So yeah, I wanted to call it Trollface, and my gut instinct was to do it all one word, Trollface. And I even typed it into Google, and that typically does seem to be how people write it. But Wikipedia does say Trollface or Troll space face, but it does say Trollface all one word as the first spelling. Twitch wouldn't allow it. It said this may violate our moderation. You know, our rules. It didn't say how or why, whether it's sort of, you know, if there's no space in it, maybe some combination of the letters like O-L-L F-A or something, Alpha, is like some sort of terrible swear word in a foreign language or something. I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't allow the word Trollface otherwise, but yeah, if I put a space in it, that's fine apparently. It may just not like troll or trolling in titles. Well, I thought that, Trolling Badger, but then I just put troll space face, and it was fine. But all one word, no. Oh, she's here. How can she be here? This is where we were before. Is she okay? How did we survive the river? Oh, hang on. We didn't. We're still in the river. We're dying. We're drowning. We're not going to make it. Or are we?
Frog King made sure that his new friend did not drown.
Frog King. Thank you, Frog King.
But without his sister, he felt like the loneliest child in the world.
So, he saved us from the river.
He
Now
just
we really
wanted to
are on
find
our own.
Lillimore and go home.
Taken by a troll.
But to do that, he had to find where the big troll had taken her.
This music's being played on a hurdy-gurdy. Some of it is, anyway. So, we want to go through this door. But unfortunately, it's locked. However, Snow's got the key. Up here is the thing that's making the gnome cry. So we're going to push this barrow thing. Climb up. Grab it. I could do without the crying, to be honest. I'm not being funny. Why is there an option to... Oh, can I push it the other way? I can, if I want to. Here we go. I found your little pig. Your straw pig. And I've got the key in return. So, head through this door. Oops. Oh. Oh. Not nice. Don't know what that is. At least it's far away in the distance though, right? Oh. Watching me. So there's a log here to cross, but I did see there was a gnome trapped on a string back there. Forgotten. If one way is a certain, is the right way. Oh well, I'm stuck now. I've fallen down a ledge. Well, never mind. The gnome on the string will have to wait forever. So we've got big bear traps here. Floor. As you can see, I didn't see that one. Too busy looking at the one closer in the foreground. Oh, we've just skipped past it though. It's just let us. Oh no, it hasn't. It's fine. But we cheated. Oh, right, I was running off that way, but actually I meant to go up here. Fair enough. Uh-oh. Big troll. That's what we're looking for. See you later, Batman Fandrew. Have a good time at work. All the best. Climbing down now. Oh. Way around. Might be headed towards the trapped gnome. Hear it crying. Yeah, here it is. Oh no! Yikes, that could have been bad. Man, that is a deer. That's how small we are. The deer has been spiked on these spikes, and we are standing on it. So, this is the bit that's going to put you off your dinner, I think, if you're eating some tea. Fair warning, gore. Not body gore like happening to us. We're not going to see any injuries. We're going to see the aftermath of injuries. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Butchery. And flies. So this is a troll, but it's a different troll, I think. This is a... Oh. Yeah, this bit's fun. Oh. Lovely. Wading through. Oh. So it's very Little Nightmares. You know, you're this tiny little thing, and there are gory things happening. Giant monster. Reminds me so much of Little Nightmares in that sense. But it's very much got its own kind of aesthetic as well, which is nice. So we'll just do a little sneak. Or will we? He knows. It's time for a boss fight, everyone. So he drops... Oops, I missed. He drops goop. And he throws the goop in his eyes. You have to jump when he slams like that, otherwise you get stunned. Oh. I just wish they'd made those blobs of slime fall down. Either only one blob falls, or if there had to be two, why do they have to fall at exactly the same time? It just looks a bit silly. Well, oh no, I think he got me. I jumped slightly too soon. There you go, that's what happens. I was about to say, well, you're not going to see what happens if you fail this boss fight, but that's what happens. Yeah, I jumped slightly too soon. I think it saves what phase you were on, actually, so... Yeah. Oh no, I jumped too soon again. I did that a lot first time I did this fight. So that's, you know, word of warning. Don't react. Don't have too good of a reaction. You have to actually wait until he's in the process of pounding. Go. Got him. Don't think he's dead though. He's just annoying. paranoid and can't see. So, we can escape for now, but whether we encounter this guy later, I'm not sure. Got that far. There we go, that was the first boss fight. The first bit of, you know, really horrible stuff. And yet, there are some really lovely moments in this game that come after that.
Anna wanted to cry. A couple of hours ago, he had been in his warm bed.
It's all my sister's
Now,
fault.
He had almost died several times. His sister was gone, and he was soaked in smelly sewer water.
But yeah, what was I saying? Yes, and yet, despite that horrible stuff happening, nice things happen as well. Whereas you take something like Little Nightmares or Inside or Limbo, and that they tend to just get more and more grim as the game goes on, whereas this one is a bit more of a roller coaster, which is nice. Pleasant change. It doesn't take anything away from the dark moments, I don't think. So we've got a whole bunch of gnomes trapped up there, and as we know now from video game design, we need gnomes to open big doors like that. Shut up! And worst of all, he was covered in sewer water. Yeah, I know, it's like... Yeah, never mind the fact he's just waded through actual guts. Help me, gang. Oh. Whoops. Now, when I played this the first time, one of these gnomes walked into a bear trap here, and I don't know if there's like a trophy for getting them all the way along by kind of guiding them. Do it, guys. Don't step into the trap. No. Follow me. Oh! Okay, never mind. God, that really made me jump. Maybe one always does. That might be like a scripted thing. The crying wouldn't be so bad if they weren't infinitely louder than everything else. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The worst baby sounds since Resident Evil Village, says JPH. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, well it was irrelevant which one survived the trap because Mr. Troll has stomped their house in. Oh, Mrs. Troll. Oh, Ms. Troll. Not crying now, is it? No, thank God. He's done us all a favour, this troll. He looks a bit like Agent Hugo, I've just realised. Clearly this is like a very classic depiction. Oh no. Stay out of the light beam. It's a very typical depiction of trolls in Europe. So we've got to hide in the no. Okay, you get a brief moment. The screen starts to go white when he can see you. I handled that again a lot better than I did the first time I played, but yeah, you have to stay in the grass. You get a tiny little grace period while the beam is on you, and you have to quickly make it to the grass. Oh no! Okay, or behind objects. Oh! Oh no! The bear trap in the water. Oh yeah, you have to use the light to actually see where the traps are. So when he shines his light, you can actually see, there you go, the foreground there. Should have noticed that. So did I just magically run past a bunch of traps there? Yeah, I did. I just jumped over one. Okay, so we've got 2 traps right in the middle. We're gonna go around them like this. Oh! There's one immediately to the right. There we go. No traps between this tuft and the next. Oh, he's... Oh, no. Oh, that was lucky. Okay, he can't actually see me behind this rock. Alright, do I go? Oh, no. Walking slowly. Oh. Okay. Lucky boy. There's a big hand here. I don't know whose hand it is. Oh, yikes. You could see me then. First I thought this was like a statue hand, but you can tell by the nails that it's not, which is lovely. I don't know how he can't see me here, but sure. Oh no, he did see me. I stepped out between the crenulations. Watch out, Agent Hugo. Oh, crouch. There we go. Okay. What a horrible monster. Look at his mouth. His big smile. Very creepy. Very phlegmy noises as well. Ugh. Ooh, yikes. Jump! So... clambering. I'm glad that this genre exists. I don't even know exactly what it is. I mean, you could just say third-person platformer or... Yeah. I don't know exactly what you would... You know, how you separate something like this as a third-person platformer from... Oh no. Oh. I mean, that's obviously very funny, but he landed on... That thing was wearing a crown. That was like king of the pine cones. He landed on the crown on his ass. Scandi horror genre, says Cooley Woolly. Yeah, but not necessarily Scandi. You know, something like Inside or... Oh. See, this is very Little Nightmares, this bit. We've got a thing under the surface that is coming for you. Oh no, I thought I could run on the deer. I can't. Get out! Okay. If I open this, or push it in, there's something in there that it wants to eat. So it's now eating, I guess, maybe a gnome. I don't know. It's probably not as exciting for you watching me just know all the solutions, but that will only be up to a point. After sort of the 2-hour mark, pretty much after today's stream, I won't know what is going on, so we'll be discovering all the horror together. But yeah, I did happen to know that you push the cage in there. Oops. mouse friend there. And here, see troll carving. So I've already found this one in my own first run. I don't think I saw the sister, the one of Lillimore that we got at the start of the stream, because I got a trophy for it when I picked it up just now. So I must have missed that one. But yeah, there are a few of those around. There's a whole weird thing here where, you know, there's that platform right there with the mouse. You can't jump sideways off here. If I press jump now, he'll just jump outwards and die. But I was like, okay, so I know that that's there. Can I climb to the top of here and then just drop off the edge here, like knowing, you know, it even looks like this bit might be sort of lit up a little bit. So I thought, is that how I access that platform? But you just die if you do that, so I don't really know. You know, it kind of feels like they're trying to draw your attention to it, but not sure. Anyway, here's the butcher troll again. Now this is kind of gross. All this stuff that we're climbing on here, because it's sort of attached to a body, so I think it's more like it's like mold, which is, you know, pretty horrid. Puzzle platform horror, cinematic platformer. Yeah, I thought maybe cinematic, because, you know, they're always like very minimal HUD, but puzzle platform horror is kind of a thing as well. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that it's like a recurring genre and it wasn't just a one-off with whatever the first one was. I mean, the first one that I played was Limbo. Didn't really play anything quite as cinematic and spooky as that beforehand. I've played platformers before, of course, but and they're not all third person actually, because obviously Limbo isn't, and Inside is 2.5D, I think, all the way through. Little Nightmares did have a third dimension, or certainly Little Nightmares. Yeah, both of them did actually. Right, I'm in a cage now. This is obviously very much 3D. But yeah, I'm glad that the genre has persisted and that people still are continuing to make stuff like this and to do it well as well. It's nice. They don't all have to be spooky either. It's like with what was that one called? I always forget the name of it, but the A Little Orpheus. I streamed that all the way through, the Russian one. Kind of the puzzle platform. I suppose in a sense it's not like super new and innovative. You know, many games did it before Limbo. But yeah. It's kind of a wave of it, I feel like. So we got some more pinecone fellas here. They're standing on this bloke who's kind of moaning and is sad. They're also throwing spears at me. He doesn't like it. He's being bullied. Now this guy, I would say, looks a little bit spooky.
Ola felt bad for the ill-treated giant.
It's an ill-treated giant.
Lemus might be big, but he had a warm stone heart.
Ah.
All he longed for was a friend, but his face scared away most.
Oh, Lemus. So that is presumably an actual character from Scandi folklore. So we're learning, everyone. We're learning about actual stuff.
It seemed like he had found one.
So there we go. He's helped us up the cliff, and it won't be the only time. It won't be the last time. So we've made a new friend in him. I wonder if there's a storybook around here, because there are more books, or there's at least one book anyway, later on in the game. Once we meet the next boss, you can find a book that will tell you all about the kind of the folktale behind that character. Just wondered whether there might be one for Lemus, the friendly giant, but apparently not. Uh-oh. Big troll is behind us. Why can't Lemus use his big stone fists to beat the crap out of the trolls for us? Well, that's what I thought was going to happen here. You know, he's just round the corner. This troll is literally about to eat us. How on earth are we going to get out of that one? I honestly thought that after this loading screen, we were going to be inside the troll, and it was going to be one of those, you know, that trope where people are inside a human body or a troll body and have to escape. We have to like tickle his tonsils or come out of his ass or something. But no, it's not what happens. Just as he was about to eat us, the sun came up and the troll turned to stone. As trolls do in the sunlight. You might not have known that, but they do in a lot of European folklore. Even in British folklore, what few references we have to trolls are sometimes giants or sometimes witches. If you go to various megalithic sites, stone circles and stuff.
Ulle was comforted by the morning sun. He had survived the night, but just barely.
There are quite often tales attached that say that the stones are
At least he had found the stone again.
actually something that was turned to stone in the
Felt
sunlight.
like it was his sister's way of telling him he was on the right path.
I'm sure that happens in The Witcher 3 too, says Lord Brotovich. It may well do, yeah. It's a good stone circle called Long Meg and Her Sisters. Where is that? Is that in the lakes? I'm trying to remember. I've been. I'm struggling to remember where it was. But Long Meg and her sisters were turned to stone. That's what the standing stones are. Or sometimes it's regular, ordinary human people who are turned to stone because they were like dancing on the Sabbath. You know, dancing in a circle. And then, like on the stroke of midnight on Saturday night, Sunday morning, they get turned to stone. Right, this is where it gets lovely for a moment. Let's just absorb this, everyone. It's in the first Hobbit movie. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. It's a sort of folklore motif, you know. A lot of these folk tales, I imagine it's the same for like Nordic folklore, Scandi folklore, but certainly in the UK there are folk tales that are just the same all over the country but attached to different places. So now we meet a gnome who's riding a hedgehog, and we literally climb aboard, and with a fishing rod that has a worm on it, we get to walk around as a hedgehog. And at this point, when I was playing this the other day, I shouted to Amy, who was upstairs, and I was like, Amy, you need to come downstairs and look at this. She was like, okay. And when she came down the stairs are behind me when you're sitting on the sofa playing a game in our living room. And I heard her come down the stairs, and then I didn't see her enter my periphery. I'm wandering around doing this, and I heard her come but then not come any further. And when I looked around, she was just going... She's just staring at the screen, enjoying how lovely it is. Nice music. That's how we're crossing the water. I don't know if I can... If I go up here. Anything? Secrets and discoveries? Amy, get the camera. Oh, look at the little fish swimming around as well. I didn't even see those before. Little minnows or something. So, Little Nightmares could never, could it? Because Little Nightmares just gets worse and worse as the game goes on. Same with Limbo. Same with Inside, if I recall correctly. I only played that once. But this game, after you've waded through the guts, then later on gives you a hedgehog to ride. And it may continue to do this throughout the game, I'm not sure. But, this is Little Daydreams now, says Lord Brotovich. Yeah. Wasn't that lovely? So we're done. Just a little moment of levity there. Riding the hedgehog. With the earthworm on the fishing rod. Emotional whiplash throughout, yeah. Kind of reminds me of the old cartoons that would be really dark and have beautiful moments, says Ricky Ricardo. Yeah. We've got a gnome here. A gnome. So, the implication there is kind of like, oh, well, in the daytime, you know, you're safe and you'll be fine. But I think this boy now has wandered far further into the woods than he really knows. So although it's daytime and he can cope with the daytime in the woods close to his house, and he plays in the woods, he doesn't play in this part of the woods, and he doesn't necessarily know what is around the corner. So daytime itself is not necessarily going to be fun for us all the time. So look, we've got our friend. What was he called? Lemus. And if we move... Oh, was that enough? Or do you have to put them all there? Oh no, just one. Just one is fine. I put all 5 there in one go when I first played. So he's woken up, and now when he sees me, he immediately puts his hand on the floor because he knows, oh, it's that boy who likes a lift. Ah. Go back and play with the hedgehog some more. Grandad troll. Can you keep a tight leash on these... Not troll. Gnome. Grandad gnome. Can you please look after these baby gnomes, idiot granddad, so that I don't have to deal with them all the time? Some flower babies up there. I don't know if that's like... I don't know what species they're supposed to be, the little flower dudes, but that's what the dandelions were that we just herded as well. Right, so this gnome couldn't cross the water. We've brought him across. Oh, here we go. It's a Lemus. Ah, here he is. I went to school with Dandelion. This Forgotten Media. I'm sure you did. I guess he can't look after the baby gnomes because he can't even see what they're doing because his hat's down. Oh no. We're dancing. We've got a wavy visual effect. Dancing off an edge. So, you needed proof that the daytime is not always safe in the woods.
Yeah.
That's what you're about to get.
Happy 420 BBBB blaze it my dude Lord 16 dab. Well, since this is based on some Nordic culture, here are some Nordic jokes. Why are the Swedish always first in races? Because they're next to the finish. Ha ha ha. What's a Scandinavian with sleep apnea called? That's Norwegian.
It's Norwegian.
Did you know Mortal Kombat was based on an old Nordic song? It's a Finnish. Ho ho ho. What do you call a Swedish handgun a revolver? How do Viking ships communicate with each other? Norse code. Hi.
Oh, finish him.
Yeah.
B B B B B B B B troll B B B B B B B gnome B B B B B B B B tiny Peter B B B B B tiny gnome blaze it.
Thank you for blazing it, everyone. 420, it's the sex number. So we're in this like bit of mine now, and there are some very unstable bits of platform that actually sway as they go. So you have to platform your way very carefully. Bones in there. Okay, so we've loosened that now. Ride it. Hello, Curtis. Welcome in. Oh! Thought it was going to come a bit closer, son. I think to make another Little Nightmares comparison, I think this game also has a little bit of a... You have a standard jump length, jump distance that you'll be able to do as and when. But if you're doing what the game considers an intended jump, and you've like perhaps miscalculated, and you're not, you know, you would actually miss it, would miss the jump. It kind of gives you a little bit of an extension on the jump distance. It would just kind of warp you a little bit towards the ledge, which is good. It's nice. Because puzzle platformers are as much about solving the puzzle of like, where do I go, what do I do, as they are about, you know, performing and being able to nail the jump specifically. So this one, I think, is affected by where we walk, so we need to just... Oh. I think these skeletons moan. I think that's what's moaning in the cages, because there's just bones. I don't know. So yeah, it will... Oh, whoops. See, like, that was a good example. I probably should have missed that, but the game was like, well, yeah, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And... Oh! Oh, there is a bloke, a flesh bloke there on the right in that cage. So he could be what's moaning. Look. Put him in there. It's pulling down. Hang on. Oh, he didn't like it. Oh god, he's sort of freaking out. Ugh. Horrid. I had Gauntlet Legends on PS1 when do you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you it because it's horrid. Well, I'm not going to show it to you. I'm going to play something to you. Castle Dungeon Gauntlet Legends music. I had Gauntlet Legends. When I was young, like pretty young. And for the most part, it's not a scary game. It's just a hack and slash thing. But there's a level where you go into castle dungeons. And there are all these like cages up on the wall and like skeletons strung up and stuff. And this is, assuming I've got the right track. Oh, this is... I don't know if this is the right... The problem is there were about 4 different platforms that this game came out on. And Gauntlet Legends PS1 OST. And this is the one. Right, this is the right playlist. Let me find... Control F. Dungeon. Found it. And when you get to the castle dungeons, this is the music that plays while you're exploring. And keep in mind, you know, first time I played this game, I was, I don't know, 10, something like that. You're in the background there. Keeps going. So not my favourite level in the game. We'll just wait till it breaks down, because then we just get some really clear screaming, and then I'll stop it there. But in a minute, they drop the synth, and you just hear. There's like a woman as well, like an old lady, sort of goes. Super spooky. It's nearly there. Skip. Okay, here we go. Hang on. Horrific. Like, really horrible. You don't really see anything, but there's like sort of very low texture, low resolution textures of, like I say, some skeletons and stuff on the wall. I don't think you ever see like an image of like a living person in a cage anywhere. But yeah, the moaning of the castle dungeon, Gauntlet Legends, spooky, too spooky for me, but I coped. So look, we've got some cave paintings here. We've got someone with a fiddle there by the water, and some people. Oh, they've sort of knocked everyone dead or down, like a wave. Some magic or something. Oh, looming over. Well, here it is, everyone. Proof that the forest at daytime is no safer than the forest at night. Being enchanted. Here's a spooky image that I wasn't ready for as well. Oh, look at that. That is... Oh! Oh, the way they just stop playing. I kind of want to see that again. I'm going to try and drown. Just coming around that corner and seeing them playing away, and then the way... Oh, we don't get to see it again. Never mind. Suddenly they stop. Look round, and they found us. Wade through the mud here. Some flower babies. Oh. Oh no. Troll who's turned to stone. This is a bloke. they've got no top on, but don't worry. It's the male nipple which is allowed. As we all know, it's only the female nipple that is disgusting. I'm wading. Fortunately, so is he. I don't know why he doesn't just play his music. Enchant me to come his way. May well be his next move. So that is the same one there. He's moved onto the rock. I wasn't sure if there were like two of them. So now he's like casting a sort of a sound wave. You have to take cover. Wise. Done for. Oh no. I was supposed to go behind the rock on the left. I forgot. I'm guessing it's a siren, says Jax. It's not specifically a siren, no. Sirens, I believe, are Greek, right? Ancient Greek. But it's a similar idea. Again, like, a lot of these sort of folklore motifs are shared not just from one sort of city and region of one country to the next, but actually from across different countries, not just, you know, as I was saying earlier. Oh yeah, you have to get behind the actual boulders he's knocking down. Yeah, so in the we've got our hands over our ears. Oops, I wasn't crouching. But this is the oh, what was it called? I've forgotten now. The Nucken, the Necken. We'll learn shortly. Necka, it might be. It's so interesting as well. Assuming it is something that begins with like NEC or NEK, if that is the case, which I think it is. I think they call that the Necka or something. Assuming that is the case, in folklore of other countries, you have things like the Nixie and like the oh yikes. Oh, the blood. You know, you can see there's like an etymological link there. I can't think of another example, but there are multiple like water spirits whose names begin with like NE, X, NIX, NIK. It's interesting. Clearly there's some kind of link there. And then also, yeah, we've got Jenny Greenteeth as well in the UK, who has a different name depending on the region. But yeah, Jenny Greenteeth is a sort of a nursery bogey. Would be one of the categories you could give, where it is basically a tutelary spirit, I think it's called, which is basically the kind of thing that your parents will tell you about. You know, don't go there or else Jenny Greenteeth will get you. Do not go playing by the pond because Jenny Greenteeth is in there and she will reach out and grab you and drown you. And that is, you know, it provides a function. That is why some of these creatures exist, is because parents didn't want their children, you know, going in the water. So you've got Jenny Greenteeth in the UK. You've also got Peg Powler, I think is a northeast version. Nelly Long Arms, all horrid names, and they're all exactly the same spirit. Effectively, they're all old hags who live in the water. Here we go. So this will tell us all about
in his past life, Nakin was a simple man that loved playing his violin, but the village did not appreciate his talent. People would frequently bully him, and the only soul that did not was a girl that Nakin fell in love with. One day the bullying and beatings became so severe that Nekken's anger finally overtook him.
Yeah, there are definitely other spirits with a similar name,
Into
which is
the
interesting.
village, playing forbidden melodies that made everyone dance until their flesh and bone got worn down.
Oh,
They eventually died, leaving behind shuffling corpses, still trying to dance to Nekken's melodies.
horrid.
His love was not spared death either. Devastated, Nekken left the town and lived by the lake, drowning in his sorrow, where he still lures people with his deadly music.
Oh. So it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know anything about Nordic folklore, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was a similar idea where it was invented by parents to keep their kids away from the water. You know, look out because Necken will get you. We also had the Shelley coat in the UK, which was someone who, again, it was just a Jenny Greenteeth kind of spirit, but they had this coat full of shells. I guess that might be more of a saltwater spirit potentially, but I guess you get shells in freshwater there as well. And they would jingle jangle with their shells. And the Grindylow as well, which you might be aware of from the lake in Harry Potter. Grindylow is like J.K. Rowling took that from UK folklore. And again, that was just I guess more of a creature rather than an individual. The Grindylow, it's like a species in a way, but yeah, another monster. And it's not just reserved for water as well. Some of these spirits, I mean, sometimes it would just be to scare you into behaving. So, like, you know, the bogeyman will get you if you don't eat your vegetables, or if you're not in bed, you know, go to bed, or else the bogeyman or something will come. But there were also things like oh boy, he got me, we're going to die. But we've also got in there's a character called Nutnans, which I think is a sort of a northwest character. And Nutnans was another evil spirit thing that would get you if you went stealing nuts. And there were some that were like orchard characters. It was like a what was it? What's that one? Particularly in the south of England, where, you know, there was a lot of orchard. That was sort of the industry. With, you know, there's a lot of cider, like in the southwest and stuff, apples and cider. There were like orchard spirits, where you would basically trying to stop kids from sneaking into your orchard and stealing your apples. So you said that the, you know, flipping Granny Apple will get you. Granny Smith. I've made that up. That's not true. But well, it's true that there were orchard demons, but I can't remember what they were called. But don't get me going on folklore, UK folklore. I'm flipping obsessed. Where I used to live, we had a gathering hub that people had the Grey Lady, in a woman who lost her child and died, but haunted the rooms. Don't know a lot about it, but it was a rather creepy building. Grey Lady is a very common sort of name for a ghost. There are a lot of Grey Ladies all over the country. I would like a folklore stream from Peter, says Elfin. So this, where we are now, is where I got up to the first time I played this game the other day. And then I stopped playing, and I've saved it for the stream. So I don't know what's coming anymore. I don't know the solutions to the puzzles. I don't know what monsters we're going to encounter. I don't know if there are going to be any more nice bits where we ride on the back of some other small prickly mammal. You know, perhaps an echidna. Knuckles. So, yeah. Folklore stream, hell yes. What would I do? Just sit and tell you about monsters? Oh god. What do I do?
the bramble crawled closer and closer.
Oh, this is the Bramble from the title.
He felt as if a darkness took hold of his heart and filled it with fear.
Oh, does it matter if it gets me?
There was a light.
Oh, thank goodness. Is it me sister? Tell us folklore, please, says Chax. Not so much creatures and things, but every theatre in the country seems to have its own ghost, apart from the brand new ones, says Puck George. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of haunted theatres. Oh, hello. What's this now? Oh, is this... sister or no? God, look at him. See, you wouldn't catch me trusting... Maybe that is his sister. She obviously looks very different because she's some sort of apparition, but maybe that's why he's trusting her. But you don't want to go trusting anyone lying by the side of a lake in folklore world. There are, again, various different names for spirits seen. It's basically a type, a folk motif, like a type that different creatures and characters all conform to. It's called like the Washer by the Ford, and the Banshee is one.
Tuva was a light in the darkness.
Tuva. Okay, so we've got a name for her. That's not our sister.
With courage, and the stone with her radiance.
But yeah, if you see
Bramble covers all where darkness has taken hold.
a hag
Tuva said.
washing water by washing clothes by the ford, she's basically
Follow the
washing the
light.
clothes of people who are
You
about
will
to die.
find what you are searching for within the mountain.
Sometimes people who were going to war, like soldiers, might see a washer by the ford, and it would be this old hag. She's like washing away soldiers' uniforms, and that would mean, you know, it's like a portent of death. What's that noise? Hear rumbling, grumbling, snuffling. So can I use the... Okay. Right. Scare the brambles away. Bear. Could be a bear. Might be Emma. Oh! I didn't even see what was making noise there. Can I throw it? It won't let me. I don't think I can climb. It's not letting me climb up here. Perhaps I can reach it from another area. Oh yeah, there's the flower. Right, got it. Is there anything else up there? Probably not. Spooky. I guess the Mountain King, which is the subtitle of this game, Bramble the Mountain King, is in reference to In the Hall of the Mountain King, right? Which is, some people would know it as the Alton Towers theme tune. Da 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 da. That's called In the Hall of the Mountain King. It's by, who is it? Yay! It's our friend. In the hall of the... Yeah, I thought it was Grieg. It's by Grieg. And... let me get this right. Where is Grieg from? So he's Norwegian. And he wrote in the Hall of the Mountain King as almost a... It's meant to be like a joke. It's meant to be like a parody. He's almost sort of taking the mick out of a sort of a stereotype or a kind of a nationalist image or like identity. I don't quite know. I don't really. Oh, yikes! What? I don't quite know exactly what it is, but it's a parody bit of music apparently, and then he composed it, and everyone flipping loved it, and he was like annoyed that everyone liked in the Hall of the Mountain King. It's like his most popular, famous piece of music, and he was like, "It's a flipping joke, guys. You not get it? Norway, lol." Something like that. I don't quite know the story, but it's, yeah. Those are broad strokes. Grieg didn't like the fact that people enjoyed... He was supposed to enjoy it ironically, basically. He was before his time. For the Hall of the Mountain King, I have written something that so reeks of cowpats, ultra-Norwegianism, and to thyself be enoughness, that I cannot bear to hear it, though I hope that the irony will make itself felt. Is a quote there from Lobrotovich. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we might have mentioned that on Podiots once. I remember the quote, ultra-Norwegianism and to thyself be enoughness. That rings a bell. So yeah, that's what he said. He wrote it to be like, lol, Norway, right? And you're supposed to appreciate the irony, and a lot of people didn't. Oh, am I not attacking this flower? Am I just making my way past it? So he made a flip post. Yeah, he did. It was a shoot post. And, oh, I should have stayed down, maybe. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, my God. What's happening? Oh. Ripped the whole village. Joke's on him, we don't know enough about classical music to get the irony. Yeah, oh, I don't even know enough about Norwegianism. Up here, what time is it? 10:02. Hello, boy. Grab the vines. Oh, don't tell me the sun's going to go down and this guy's going to come alive.
A peaceful kingdom with a great king. Now, his image embodied the darkness that had drowned the world in Bramble.
Is it the Mountain King? Na 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 na. I know nothing about to thyself be enoughness, says Mr. Black. No, you're right. I don't understand exactly what that means. Maybe it means kind of unironic patriotism or sort of pride or... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, long jump. Oh, there's our friend. Oh, we've got to run and jump. Is he going to miss us? No, he's got us. Ah, keeping us safe. So now that the sun's gone down... Oh, his text just loaded in there. And the Bramble's not active at night. So I've got a choice.
Always look after his only friend.
Ah. Oh, why do I feel like he's not going to make it to the end of the game? So maybe the Brambles... Maybe the Brambles aren't an issue at night, and the trolls aren't an issue in the daytime. But we can't have both. What's this?
Olle felt a chill as he
Olle.
saw the warnings for desperate mothers carrying their infants.
What?
They pleaded with them not to carry out the unspeakable acts they had set their minds to.
God, what? Oh no, they're drowning their babies. Who's done that and why? And are we about to encounter some sort of baby drowner? Oh, can I... There's a shiny up there. Maybe I'll end up there later. Oops! Okay. I'm the first baby to drown. Hashtag save Lemus, yeah. Oh, there's some moss there. Whoops. Apparently the Wombles did a version of In the Hall of the Mountain King called In the Hall of the Mountain Womble in 1974. The tune was also the inspiration for the Inspector Gadget theme tune. Yeah. Da 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 da. Inspector Gadget. Da 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 da. Of course it is. How did I not get that? Oops, no, no. Don't jump. Can I make it? Yes. Just climb up. Do not jump off. Ah. Oh. Huh. Push. Come on, little one. Oh, I didn't check to see what's on the right. I hope he doesn't fall down. He did. Stay up there. Because there might be something over here. Shiny. Collectible. A little idol or something. No, just a way down. That's fine. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of The Wombles. Would you believe that? Peter Austin, of all people, has not seen fully The Wombles. I am obviously very aware, just as a British person, I know what a... Oh, what? I know what a Womble is. I know they live underground, overground, and they womble free. They're making good use of the things that they find, and that they're all named after places. Orinoco, Tomsk, Uncle Bulgaria, flipping Newcastle upon Tyne. Oh, no, 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 no. I do not like. She's like a nurse, look. She's wearing a nurse's outfit. She's got a skull attached to her head. This is horrid. And like I say, I don't know what's going to happen now. I was raised on the Wombles, says Elfin. You'd think I would have seen more Wombles, given who I am and what I do. I don't mean my job, I mean just what I do day to day, what I talk about all the time. Hello? Go. I've seen little bits of I've seen clips of the Wombles, but never watched a full one. Same with the Clangers. A lot of our... Oops, okay, interesting. I'm sure all of our non-UK friends will be enjoying this talk of Wombles, not knowing what the hell a Womble is. Although maybe they were popular enough that they went semi-international. I don't know. Were the Wombles ever syndicated? I'm not sure. Okay, do I wait for this to calm the flip down first? Is that enough? Okay. It's getting spooky. It's music. I haven't heard of the Wombles, says Stephen Skodes. Farwall says, I like the Latin translation of Remember You're a Womble, or Memento Toba Mori. as it's called. Right. A womble, for those who don't... Oh, Christ, I didn't see all the eyes. I was looking at the chat. A womble is a sort of a rodent-looking thing. Oh, no, this is awful. They were made with, like, stop-motion. They're kind of furry. They've got snouts. They're kind of a bit dog-like, actually. They're sort of like half dog, half rat. And they lived in... Where did they live? In, like, some square in London. Some park. Did they? People are going to have to help me out here. Did they live in some park? And they basically just collected stuff that the everyday folks left behind. And they were the first recyclers, really, or the early adopters of recycling, the Wombles. And yeah, it was just this sort of old stop motion, but furry, not plasticine. It was Cosgrove Hall, was it? Made it, I imagine. Where am I going? And they were voiced by Bernard Cribbins, who you may know as Donna Noble's granddad in Doctor Who. I mean, he's done plenty more than that, but if we're talking to an international audience here, that's what I'm talking about. Bernard Cribbins was Donna's granddad. What else has Bernard Cribbins done that people might know internationally? Oh, of course, Wimbledon Common, because they're the Wombles of Wimbledon. I can't believe I didn't get that. Yeah, the Wombles of Wimbledon. So they lived on Wimbledon Common in London. In Wimbledon. That foreground texture doesn't look quite right. But that's fine. Oh, can I do that? No. Can I climb this netting? Did they play tennis? Says Cooley Woolly. You'd think that they would, living in Wimbledon, but I'm not sure that they ever did. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a tennis episode. Oh, yikes. Cosgrove Hall, for those who don't know, let me grab... I've got all these handy props now that I'm at home. I've got it right here. Steady now. Oh, is that going to collapse? No, my Box of Delights Making of book. Okay, there we go. It's not going to fall. Cosgrove Hall, you may be more familiar with. They made... Let me go full screen. I've got the full box set of this, and I'm really glad that I do. The old stop motion Wind in the Willows. It's flippin' lovely, this. I completely, unironically, am a fan of that. No, it's not. Not a joke. This is the kind of... Oh, it's 420 over here, apparently, on this scene, because I forgot to disable it. I've got to maybe... Yeah, okay. Where are we going? Face cam. That's the kind of aesthetic we're talking about in terms of the stop motion. Although it's not really, is it? Because these were kind of plasticine-y looking guys. They weren't actually plasticine, but similar thing. But yeah, Wombles are furry fellas. And they were very popular, and they're kind of a British institution. I recall being made very uneasy by a clip of that version of The Wind in the Willows that featured at the end of another VHS. I mean, sometimes it looked a bit spooky, for sure. Bernard Cribbins is unfortunately partially responsible for the anti-vaxxers, right, said Fred. Well, he's only very partially responsible. Bernard Cribbins, for context there for everyone. So there's a band called Right Said Fred who apparently are anti-vaxxers, which I didn't know.
Can we watch Wind in the Willows at Christmas?
We could do. It's not very Christmassy, although I'm sure there is a Christmas episode. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. There must be a Christmas episode. Or they might just sort of do a midwinter episode. I don't know if they celebrated specific festivals, but yeah. I'll check. There's a lot of episodes, actually, so there must be some sort of wintry one that we could watch. What have I done? Oh, I've killed that Bramble now. But yeah, there's a band band called Right Said Fred, who apparently are anti-vaxxers, according to Pup George. And the reason Bernard Cribbins may be responsible in some way for them is simply because, oh, But all I've done is open that door to come out. Right. Is that Bernard Cribbins did a song, famously sang a song called Right Said Fred, about some removal men delivering, it's not actually specified, but I like to think it's a piano. And one of them is called Fred. There's Charlie. And they're trying to get this piano into this flat. Can I make that jump? No. So they're delivering this piano to an apartment, like a flat, and they keep trying to like make it fit through the door, and they can't. And they're doing more and more to try and make it fit. And Fred keeps saying, right, now we're going to. And so the line is, right, said Fred, have to take the door off, etc. And they end up taking like the wall out and the roof off, and they still can't get it in. That's the punchline there. And they have a cup of tea after every single verse. It's a very British song. Okay, that's gonna, when I let go of this, it goes back up. So I'm gonna have to grab this net, this cage. There we go. The band that does I'm Too Sexy. Yeah, that's right. Final bits from Pup George. Can we watch The Wind in the Willows at Christmas? Thank you for the bits, Pup George. Yeah, I'm sure I'll forget that that's an option, but yeah, I'll try and find out if there's a wintry, Christmassy episode. So, I've just released a boat by the looks of it, so that should hopefully have bridged the gap to the left now. There we go. I don't like the fact that there was just a very brief kind of allusion, not illusion. They alluded to the fact that there are some women what done drowned their babies here. What am I? Oh, there we go. Oh, there's one. A skull nurse. It's a car hexen. Well, I don't know what car means in Norwegian, but hexen, I suspect, probably means witch, because that is the German. Well, that's not the exact German word. The German word is hexa, right? I think hexen plural, from which comes the word hex, I guess. Oh no, there's a baby crying in here. Oh, what's a care hexen? Add to mixture. I'm pressing square. Nothing's happening. Oh, I've got... Oh, right, so I've got some yellow. Oh, she's laughing on the other side of the door. Got some white. Got some black. Oh, right, there's shapes. Oh! Core. Okay. So I guess I need to get out the back door. That's what that is telling me. There's a skull. A rubber ducky. Well, it's not rubber, is it? It's a woolen ducky. Okay, that's got a cross on it. Add to mixture. Okay. So I've got one of everything. Is that all I need? So the Dalai Lama goes into a pizza shop. No, we've cancelled the Dalai Lama. We don't talk about him anymore. Peter, please tell me you listened to the Goon Show, or at least familiar. I've heard of the Goon Show. I can't think just off the top of my head what it actually is. Is it Radio 4? He's saying, listen, I suspect it's probably... okay, it's just... Oh, right, okay. So I need to combine the shapes to make a circle in a cross. Got it. So I need... one of those, and what, this was it? Show me on the label. Yes, circle. And I think that's all I need. Look, see on the door? Oh, do I have to cook it first? Yeah. The Goon Show. I can't think what that is. I've heard of it. But no, I'm afraid I don't listen to the Goon Show. If it's Radio 4 comedy, I tell you, I wish I listened to more Radio 4 comedy. Oh, right, we've got to combine... It's doing it bit by bit. Okay, so... we need a diamond now. And then what? Is it just enough to have one circle? Or do I need... oh, right, there's a bottle here with 3 circles on. Oh, there's no circle at the top. It's not 4 circles, so it is literally just there. It's a sketch comedy radio show from the 1950s with Spike Milligan, Harry Secombe, and Peter Sellers. Not heard it myself, but very surreal humour, says Forgotten Media. Right, yeah. You know, I'm going to say something really, really controversial here. I know this is like almost sacrilegious when it comes to British culture. I don't quite get Spike Milligan. I don't think that he's not funny. He's like clearly got a wit, because I've seen interviews where he's on, I don't know if he ever did Parkinson, I think he did, but or the equivalent of his day. Parkinson was probably only just starting out, but he's doing like talk shows and interviews and stuff, and he's clearly very witty. But it's kind of like, once you've established yourself as like someone who everyone finds really funny, then you can kind of just say what you want and everyone will just laugh hysterically. Like my granddad's like that. My granddad has this, he has a very dry sense of humor. It's a really good sense of humor, but he can say something, and if someone else said the same thing, like around the dinner table, people would still laugh, but just not as much as they would laugh at him saying it. And I kind of feel like that's what Spike Milligan, that's the point that he got to. Oh, we're gonna hear about the Care Necken now.
If you find yourself,
oh no, are we?
Sorrow, cry no more, they will be gone tomorrow.
Right. I mean, good advice.
Listen to the voices of the deep, and join the wolves that circle round the sheep.
I'd rather not.
A temporary sacrifice you make, in order for your powers to awake.
Iambic pentameter.
Trust in the transcendent and surrender, to be received into the arms of splendor. Behold the transmutation into gold. Soon a god emerges from the mold.
What's going on?
No longer human, brittle and alone. A god is reborn, seated on a throne.
Alright, sure. Oh, right. Got the handle. This feels like the bad ending, says Cooley Wooly. Yeah. Alright. Lowering the ladder. I can hear, not only is there a baby crying, but occasionally there's like a woman's voice. And I think it might be the Care Hexen. Oh, she's singing a lullaby now. I don't like it. Oh. She's gonna hang herself. Trigger warning. I don't know if she's gonna hang the baby or herself. I think maybe herself. I think that's part of the ritual. I think perhaps she has to die, and then by using the baby, she'll be reborn as no longer brittle bone and something. Big book. How can I put that? I don't want this. I don't know what it's for. Okay, we're just making a pile of books, I guess. Yeah, just the one. I need to stop at some point, but I'm kind of invested in this puzzle now. Kind of want to rescue this baby from its bad mum / nurse. I prefer this crying over the gnomes, says Cooley Woolly. I mean, yeah, at least it's like normal baby crying. Is there an book here somewhere? Did I already get one from here? I can't look any further than this circle. This is like the limits of my... So it must be something on the shelf. Did I already grab one from here? I can't seem to get anything from this shelf. Spike Milligan and Peter Sellers had very interesting and troubled brains, so it's not surprising they were close friends. Yeah, I mean, it's a case with an awful lot of successful comedians, isn't it? You know, sadly, tortured artists, you know. Robin Williams, excuse me. Flipping, what's his name? My brain's failing me. Tommy Cooper had a big drink problem, I think. There's a lot of substance abuse and stuff in entertainment.
The witch was ahead of him. Ola knew he had to hurry before she could complete the ritual. If he did not catch up with the woman, the swamp would swallow another child. But he did not know that someone else wanted to hold him back. A midwife who wanted more dark souls to take care of.
Okay, I'm gonna run down there. So are we dealing with two different things here? So we've got... Oh, okay. So we've got the witch that we're trying to catch up with to stop her from seemingly harming the baby. But then there's also a midwife who wants to look after souls. And maybe she's going to try and, like, grab me. And I could jump down there if I needed to, I think. Oh. Eleanor, Michael, Danielis, Julia, these old babies who the swamp has taken. I don't know at what point I need to stop this game. Find a good point that feels like a stop. I mean, stepping out of that shack felt like a good place to stop, to be honest, and I don't know what to do from that point. What, do I just jump into the water? Leap of faith? Okay, I do. You know what? This seems like a good place to stop. Where's the checkpoint? By the shack? Oh, right here. Okay, great. Well, that, everyone, was the first couple of hours of Bramble, the Hall of the Mountain King. Now, remember, we don't mention that song because Brieg will be upset. So thank you everyone for being here today. I've really enjoyed today's stream, and we'll play more of this. We'll play it in full. It might just be one more stream, to be honest, or maybe one or two. I don't know exactly what the runtime of the game is, but yes, we will complete it, and perhaps if we're able to finish it like halfway through a stream, then we'll be able to quickly head over to Skyrim and get the last bug in a jar, because I don't know when we're going to do that otherwise. Next Monday, in a week's time, it's also another public holiday in the UK because our king is being crowned on the weekend. And they give us the Monday off for some reason, even though the ceremony's on like Saturday or something. I don't really know why. But anyway, we've got another bank holiday. I'm not going to argue about it. I may or may not work on that day. I don't know. I've not decided yet. But so keep an eye on social media. If I do stream, we'll probably play some Bramble. If I don't, then you'll catch me the Monday after, and then we'll do an art stream then anyway. So that will be a couple of weeks off with Bramble. So I will probably try and just work that day, and we'll do a second bit of Bramble. Week after, we'll do an art stream, which, you know, we're talking the 15th will be the art stream, and then we'll, if there's any more Bramble to do, we'll move back onto that. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this today. I certainly have, and I'm looking forward to playing some more on stream. But I will catch you probably next Monday for more Bramble. If not, the Monday after, art stream. Keep an eye on Twitter as usual, and you know, follow us on Twitch. If not, subscribe, and then you'll always be notified. Especially if you don't use Twitter, that is the best way to stay up to date on what is happening. Lovely. It's free to follow. If you don't know, if you're not like that familiar with Twitch, you can just follow the account, and I believe you will just always get notifications then, if you choose to have them, like by email or whatever, saying that we've just gone live. Or probably you can probably get push notifications if you have the app on your phone or something like that. I don't really know how it works because I don't watch a lot of Twitch in my own time, and when I do, I just see that people are live on via Twitter, so that's how I know. I don't have the app, but that's probably how it works, I imagine. Right, lovely. Well, thanks everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we will see you for a joint stream on Thursday. And in the meantime, we'll have some more solo streams here on Twitch. Fantastic. Right. Bye there, everyone. Bye-bye.